Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be shocked, amused, and downright entertained. It's time for the Mark War Show. Tonight, we're dishing out a smorgasbord of political intrigue from Kim Jong-un's Déjà Nuke to a stormy situation involving former President Trump. We'll also be diving into San Francisco's crime wave and whether it's better to be a flip-flopper than a flop-flipper. And finally, we'll explore the bright star that is Stacey Abrams, a beacon of hope or a burning burden for the Democratic Party. So strap yourselves in and get ready for a wild ride, because we're about to drop more truth bombs than a sarcastic teenager at a family reunion. You won't want to miss a single moment of this high-flying, puntastic adventure, only on the Mark War Show. Well, folks, here we are again, staring down the barrel of another North Korean threat, with Kim Jong-un promising to launch a nuclear attack at any given time. It's like déjà vu, or should I say déjà nuke. He's accusing the United States and South Korea of expanding their joint military drills, which are in fact defensive in nature. Let's not forget who's been firing off missiles like it's the 4th of July. That would be Kim Jong-un. Now, our friend Kim Jong-un says he needs these nuclear weapons for self-defense, but let me tell you, if I wanted to protect my home, I'd get a security system, not a nuclear arsenal. It seems to me that the only thing these weapons are defending is Kim's ego. Now, the United Nations Security Council has tried to put the brakes on North Korea's nuclear ambitions with a series of sanctions. But so far, these sanctions have done about as much good as a screen door on a submarine. And while the United States is trying its hand at diplomacy, it seems like we're moving at the speed of a glacier in the middle of a heat wave. In response to Kim Jong-un's saber rattling, the U.S. State Department says our joint military exercises with South Korea are vital and defensive in nature. And let's be clear, we're committed to the complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization of North Korea. I can't help but wonder if complete, verifiable, and irreversible is just a fancy way of saying we're not holding our breath. So the situation on the Korean Peninsula is tenser than a rubber band stretched to its limit. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons has everyone on edge, and rightfully so, but we can't let fear dictate our actions. As they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and in this case, that means keeping a close eye on North Korea and taking action when needed. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd rather not live in a world where we tiptoe around Kim Jong-un's threats. It's time for the international community to come together and find a solution that protects everyone. After all, we're all in this together, and I'd hate to see a world where a game of nuclear chicken becomes the norm. In the end, we must remember that every person affected by this situation is someone's child, someone's parent, someone's friend. We can't lose sight of our shared humanity as we work to ensure the safety and security of all. So let's keep our sense of humor, our determination, and our empathy as we confront this challenge. After all, laughter might not be the best medicine, but it sure beats the alternative when dealing with nuclear threats. Well, folks, it seems like we've found ourselves in yet another stormy situation involving former President Donald Trump. Some GOP lawmakers are up in arms over a potential indictment, referring to it as third world banana republic lunacy. I guess when it comes to politics, we can always count on appeal for a good laugh. Our story takes us to Manhattan, where District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office is reportedly gearing up to arrest Trump this week. Now, Bragg is no stranger to controversy himself. Critics say he's soft on crime, while, ironically, they're also accusing him of going after the former president like a Bragg out of hell. But let's not forget, Bragg has been praised for his efforts to reduce mass incarceration in New York City, and by simply skipping that part of the job description, he's achieved his goal under the guise of alternatives to jail time and bail system reform. So, while some argue he's vulnerable to crime, it seems like his record might not actually be Bragg-worthy. Now back to the main attraction. The investigation into Trump revolves around allegations of hush money paid to adult film actress Stormy Daniels during the 2016 campaign. Trump has denied the affair, but that hasn't stopped the storm from brewing. I guess when it comes to politics, you can't always weather the storm. It's unclear what specific charges may be brought against Trump, but the potential indictment has split the Republican Party. Some say it's politically motivated, while others fear it could set a dangerous precedent for future indictments of former presidents. With the current political climate, it's no wonder the situation has people feeling trumped up. Now, Trump has preemptively attacked Bragg, but the outcome of the investigation remains uncertain. As with any high-profile case, we can expect twists, turns, and maybe even a few trump cards to be played. In the end, it's important to remember the impact these cases have on the country and the people involved. So as the stormy clouds gather, remember after every storm comes a Trump bow. Well, folks, it seems that Hillary Ronen, a San Francisco district supervisor, has discovered that crime does indeed exist in her district. After voting to defund the police in 2020, she's now calling for more police officers in the Mission District. You know what they say, better late than never. Ronan's change of heart has made the news, with outlets like Fox News, Yahoo News, and Wall Street PR covering the story. It's not every day that you see a Democrat admit that their previous stance might not have been the best for their constituents. Talk about a plot twist. Now, people's opinions can change with new information, and it's possible that Ronan's U-turn on policing is based on new data or feedback, but one has to wonder what took so long. I guess better to be a flip-flopper than a flop-flipper. The Mission District's crime rates have been soaring, and it seems that Ronan has finally realized that defunding the police might not have been the best idea. It's like the old saying goes, when you're in a hole, stop digging. It's time to put the shovel down, Ronan. It's unclear what action will be taken in response to her plea, but one can only hope that her fellow board members will vote to allocate more resources to policing in the district. Who knows, maybe they'll even explore alternative approaches to combating crime. Let's not hold our breath, though. In a world where the best interest of the United States should be prioritized, it's refreshing to see someone potentially acknowledging that their previous decisions might not have been the most effective. It's just a shame that it took a crime wave for her to see the light. As we watch this story unfold, let's not forget the real victims here, the people of the Mission District who have been dealing with the consequences of high crime rates. They say actions speak louder than words, and in this case, it's clear that the community needs more than just talk. They need action. And let's remember, folks, it's not just about the numbers, it's about the lives affected by crime. We must show genuine empathy for the victims and prioritize their safety and well-being. It's time to get back to the basics of good old-fashioned law and order. After all, you can't spell safety without safe. In conclusion, while it's great to see a Democrat potentially recognizing the importance of policing, we must continue to question decisions made by politicians and hold them accountable. As the saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Let's not be fooled again. Today's broadcast is a combination of the recently released Midjourney 5 and GPT-4. No other changes to our process have been made. Check out the backlog to see the difference. In a recent article, it was revealed that Stacey Abrams, the Democratic Party's rising star, has been causing quite a stir. Apparently, some party operatives are concerned that her potential decision to run for office again might have a negative impact. They seem to think that Abrams has become too much of a celebrity, which could overshadow her political achievements and policy proposals. Well, what do we have here? A case of too much of a good thing or just sour grapes? It's worth noting that Abrams lost both bids for Georgia governor against Republican Brian Kemp in 2018 and 2022. You'd think she'd want to avoid the hat trick, but it seems like she might be gearing up for another go. Some Democrats are worried that her celebrity status could actually hurt the party, but others see it as an asset. It's like the old saying goes, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Now, Abrams has been quite the busy bee when it comes to voter registration efforts in Georgia. In fact, she's been credited with helping to turn the state blue in the 2020 presidential election. That's no small feat considering Georgia's history, but one has to wonder if this newfound fame is the result of her good work or just a convenient byproduct. Despite her losses in the gubernatorial races, Abrams has become something of a political it girl. She's been mentioned as a potential candidate for various national political offices, including the presidency and vice presidency. And let's not forget her tireless efforts to protect voting rights and increase access to the ballot box. It seems that like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Abrams is determined to make her mark on American politics one way or another. But is this all just a case of the Democratic Party hitching its wagon to a shiny new toy? Time will tell if Abrams' celebrity status is a boon or a burden for the party. In the meantime, her impact on Georgia politics and the broader national conversation on voting rights and access to the ballot box can't be denied. As the debate over Stacey Abrams' political future rages on, one thing is clear: her star is burning brightly, for better or for worse. And while some may see her as a beacon of hope for the Democratic Party, others might be left wondering if they've put all their eggs in one basket. Only time will tell if that basket can withstand the weight of such high expectations. So, buckle up, folks. It's going to be an interesting ride. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of another thrilling episode of The Mark Warsh Show. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us on this wild and wacky adventure through the world of politics and beyond. Your time, attention, and support mean the world to us, and we couldn't do it without you. We hope that you've enjoyed the ride as much as we have and that we've managed to bring a little light and laughter into your day. If you'd like to stay connected with Mark and the show, please find us on social media. We'd love to hear from you and continue the conversation. And remember, every voice matters, including yours. Now, we have a question for you. Has Mark Warsh earned your like and subscription? If so, be sure to hit those buttons and join us on this incredible journey. Your support helps us continue to bring you the best in entertainment, information, and inspiration. From all of us here at the Mark Warsh Show, we wish you a fantastic day filled with love, laughter, and positivity. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep making a difference in the world around you. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you on the next exciting episode of the Mark Warsh Show.